Alright, let's take a quick look at how to use slime to either repair or prevent a flat tire. First thing we want to do is figure out what caused the flat. It could be a small puncture, or if your tires were underinflated, it could have been a pinch flat. In this case, I didn't get an immediate blowout. This is a slow leak, which most likely means that there is something still stuck inside the tube that is just allowing a small amount of air out. So what I like to do is go through the tread and then with a piece of chalk circle where it might have punctured. This one here, there's a hole on the inside of the tread. There's nothing there and the tube looks okay. I don't think that's the culprit in this case. So we keep looking. And now this one has, you probably can't see it, but there's a tiny little piece of metal. Looks like a staple maybe sticking out of there, so that could be it. And again, just a small tear in the tread, but I don't see any damage to the tube through it. So let's pull this and see if that comes out of the tube. So now that I pulled that tiny little piece out, I can hear air coming through that hole. So that is definitely our culprit in this case. So let's get some slime in there to seal it up. For a bicycle inner tube with a Schrader valve, make sure you use the red label slime. It's designed for bicycle inner tubes. And the 8-ounce bottle is convenient because it typically takes about 4 ounces per tire. So you could do both tires with an 8-ounce bottle. And it includes a cap with the valve removal tool and a small tube to squirt it in there. So the first thing we want to do is remove the valve. And now you'll feel the valve tool engage. It's basically a rectangular slot. It's a little bit easier to use this tool while the tire is still inflated. And you'll want to pull this whole thing out. If it's old, take a look at it, make sure it's clean. There's a little rubber gasket in there. And you want to make sure that the valve is positioned on the upper side so that the slime can slide down with gravity. You just want to squeeze it in there real good. It can be a little tricky to tell whether or not you've hit the 4 ounces because it sticks to the side of the bottle. So you may have to pull it out and open it up, take a look inside. Okay, we got about another 2 ounces to go. Can get a little messy, so keep a rag handy. Oh boy, there you go. Then you'll just want to get your valve back in there. Don't over tighten it, just finger tight is fine. And then fill her up. Then once you have it inflated, you just want to spin the wheel and make sure the slime gets distributed. And then eventually it'll find its way to the hole and it'll seal it up. Okay, so it took a little while. I was getting concerned because I had to reinflate about 3 times. And overall it took about a half hour because it turns out I actually had 2 punctures. This one was a tiny, looked like maybe a staple. And this one is pretty large. It's actually on the inside of the tread. I'm not sure if there's anything still stuck inside there. But they were hissing, and like I said, I had to reinflate about 3 times. But at this point, it does appear to have sealed. I filled the tire up to 75 psi, which is what I normally do. I'll give it a few hours, make sure it can hold the air. I'll take it for a ride later, and I'll let you know how it holds up. Also, in hindsight, I'm just thinking, as a repair measure, if you wanted to just carry the bottle with you on the side of the road, if you get a flat, just try to squirt it in and fill her up. In this case, I would advise against it. It would take a little while, especially if you have a tiny little hand pump with you, a frame pump. That would take forever and you'd be very frustrated. So definitely make sure you either have an air compressor or a floor pump, high pressure, because like in my case, it may take a few refills. So just keep that in mind. If you have a Presta valve, it is slightly more complicated. Some Presta valves will allow the core to be removed, and then you can put in the adapter piece and follow the same procedure. I believe most you cannot remove this core, so there are some other options to sliming a Presta valve. Got a little messy, so keep a rag handy. Oh boy, there you go.